Okay, good afternoon, class. So today we're looking at integers. At this point we have made lots of notes and some explanation. But we're doing the exercise on integers for exercise 3, which is on page 47. Notation when adding. Right, so we got 5 plus minus 8. Did we do this already? No. Did I do this explanation? No. So we got 5 plus negative 3. What is this answer? 2. On the number line, you go put your finger on 5 and you got 3 in the left hand direction, in the negative direction. What's minus 3 minus 2? Negative 5. Again, you put your finger on negative 3 and you subtract 2, so you're going into the left direction. You got 8 plus negative 10. Negative. Important to note when we still working with addition. At this point we're still working with addition. So we're looking at properties of 0. We know that negative 3 plus 3 is? What negative 3 plus 3? 0. What is 10 plus minus 10? 0. What's negative 5 plus 5? 0. And we call that the additive inverse of each other. Not so much. Spoke about that extensively already. Let me see that negative 3 plus 0. What's negative 3 plus 0? Negative 3. What is 10 plus 0? 10. What's 0 plus negative 5? Negative. Okay. Now we're going to look at multiplication. We know that positive times positive is a positive. Okay. And now negative times a negative? Positive. Negative times positive? Negative. Positive times negative? Negative. Okay, and then we add this table, we wrote down this table. If there's no sign, we know there's a positive. So 3 times 4 is 12, so it's positive 12. 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 3 is 6. 1 times 3 is 1. 0 times 3 is 0. 0 and 3 times negative 1 is negative 3. Why? Because a positive times a negative is negative, and so on. Then we get to negative times negative is a positive. Okay. Important to note, positive in front of the positive numbers is usually omitted, which is left out basically. If there's no sign here, we know there's a positive. If there's a negative, they will write negative. You will agree with that? Yeah. Rules for multiplication, we made this notes as well. We said that positive number times a positive number is always positive, a negative times a negative is always positive. A negative times a positive is negative, and a positive times a negative is negative. Okay? And they gave a couple examples from the table as well. We made that note as well. And then you guys had to do these examples already. Is that correct? Right, so what's negative 2 times negative 5? What's negative 2 times negative 5? What's negative times negative? Positive. 2 times 5? Okay. What's negative times positive? Negative. 3 times 8? Sorry, 3 times 6? 18. What's negative times positive? Negative. 1 times 5? 5. What's negative times negative? Positive. 2 times 1? 2. What's negative times negative? 10 times 3? 30. You all okay with that? What's positive times negative? 2 times 8? 16. Positive times negative? 2 times 20? Negative times negative? 3 times 15? Negative times positive? Negative. 2 times 10? 20. There's no sign, so it's positive. So positive times positive, positive. 3 times 6, 3 times 12 is? Was there any confusion there? Who got all 10 sums right? Okay. Were you in school, Tegan? Okay, that's why I got it wrong. That's why you're not putting up here. Have you made this note as well? Did you guys agree? 40. Sorry? No? Right, people. Then we made this note as well. What's negative times negative? Positive times negative, negative. 3 times 2? 6. 6 times 4? 24. What's negative times negative? Positive. Positive times negative? Negative. 1 times 1? Times 1? So you see here, we are told 3 negative signs when multiplied it will give you negative. Let's look here. What's negative times negative? Positive. Positive times negative? Negative. Negative times negative? Positive. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 is 16. What's negative times negative? Positive. And that positive times negative? Negative. And negative times negative? Positive. 1 times 2? 2. And 2 times 1? And 2 times 3? In the note we made here, we said 4 negative signs when multiplied is positive. You guys understand? Then we made this note as well. From the above, we can see that an even number of negative signs multiplied will always be positive. You guys know what even numbers are? What are even numbers? 2, 4, 6, 8, and all of those numbers. Not so. An odd amount of negatives. An odd amount of negative signs multiplied will always be negative. So remember, if we look at it, what's negative times negative? Positive. And negative times negative? Positive. So that positive times that positive will always be positive. Can you see that, people? So if it's got 2, 4, 6, 8, or 10, okay, it will always be positive. You guys understand? And if it's of course an odd amount of negatives, it will always be negative. And here we are told, important to note, we only count the negative signs, because the positive wouldn't make a difference. Okay? So when we multiply, we only look at the number of negative signs. Here's examples pertaining that explanation there. Let's go with the example 1, and this you guys have done already, yeah? So what's negative times was 1, 2 negative, 3 negatives. So the answer must be negative. Why will the answer be negative? Because it's an odd amount. What's 2 times 1? 2. And 2 times 3? And 6 times 3? 18. You all agree with that? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 negatives. So the answer is going to be positive. 5 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. Let's look at the next sum. Is 10 even or odd? Even. So this answer is going to be positive. And 1 to the exponent 10 will be 1 times 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 1 times. Which is going to give you? Or I could have just written 1. I don't have to write the positive. Not so. People, an odd amount of negatives will be a negative. So negative 1 to the exponent 7. Is this odd or even? Odd. So it's negative 1. Let's look at number 5. Negative to an odd exponent will always be negative. That will give you 2 cubed, which is 8. How do I get 8? It's 2 times 2 times 2. And we can test it, people, we can check. We got negative 2 cubed is the same as saying negative 2 times negative 2 times negative 2. What's negative times negative? Positive. And positive times negative? Negative. 2 times 2? 4. And 4 times 2? 8. But the same answer, same solution. Any confusion there? The next one, number 6. Negative 2 to the exponent 4. Is 4 even or odd? Even. So this answer is going to be positive. And 2 to the 4. 2 times 2 times 2 times 2, which is 16. Did you get number 7? Am I moving too fast? Who say yes? You can't say yes if you were absent yesterday. If you were absent in the last couple of lessons. Did you say yes now?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Who said yes?
I
Huh? You're shifting the blame taking. People, if you were absent, then you must not tell me I'm moving too fast. Alright, number 7. So you got negative. Now we need to solve the bracket first. Not so. So negative to an even exponent will always be positive. And 3 squared is 9. You all agree with that? And what's positive times negative? Negative 9. You all okay with that? Let's look at the next sum. So we're going to sort out this exponent first. So it's negative 2 into. What's negative to an odd exponent? Negative. And 2 to the cube is 8. That's 2 times 2 times 2. What's negative times negative? Positive. 2 by 8? 16. What could have this written? Okay. Get number 9. So the bracket first is negative 3 into. 2 to the exponent 4. You see there's no sign, so it's positive or negative? Positive. So the answer will be positive anyway. 2 to the exponent 4? 16. What's positive times negative? Negative. 3 times 16? 48. Number 10. We must do the exponent first, not so. So this will simply be 2 times 3 to the exponent 3, which is 27. And 2 times 27? 50. No negative signs here, so don't have to count any. Check if the exponent is odd or even or whatever. Or the number of negatives is odd or even. Right, any confusion? No? I'm not sure if we got to this point yet. I mean, I lost this. Sorry? Sorry?
No.
No, okay, so I'll go a bit slowly. So we got negative 2a multiplied by negative 3a. What's negative multiplied by negative? Positive. Positive 6a squared. Do I have to write a positive there? No, because I've left it out. Alright, you guys understand? People, what does bracket stand for? Multiplication. So in number 2 we have 5a squared multiplied by negative 4a cubed multiplied by negative 2a. How many negatives are here? 2. Is that odd or even? Even. So the answer is going to be positive. What's 5 times 4? 20. 20 times 2? What is a squared times a cubed? Zara? Why are you talking? Don't waste your time, Michael. You're writing next week. What's a squared times a cubed? A to the exponent 5. And a to the exponent 5 times a? 8. Remember when we're multiplying and bases are the same? Add the exponent. How many negatives are here? 2. So the answer is going to be positive. There's the 1 here, not so 1 times 3 times 2. 6. X cubed times xy. X cubed times xy. X 4y. And x to the exponent 4y times xy squared. X5 y cubed. Okay. Mizan, you okay, my girl? Why sitting with your head in your hands? Sorry? You paying attention like that? Okay. Number 4, straight multiplication. How many negatives do we have there? Sorry? More papers. Okay, I mean the bell rings, you just pop it, okay? So how many do we have here? 3. So the answer is going to be negative. What's 2 times 4? 8 times 1? 8. A cubed b times a5b. A to the exponent 8b squared. And a to the exponent 8b squared multiplied by ab. A to the 9 b cubed. Look at the next one. So negative to an odd exponent will always be negative. 2 cubed is what? 2 cubed. 2 cubed is 2 times 2 is 4 times 2. 8. A to the exponent? 5 or 6? 6. Why? If we have a base raised to the higher exponent, we multiply the exponent. It will be A6. The next one, we're going to sort out this bracket first. So it's negative 3a into. Negative to an even exponent will always be positive. What's 5 squared? 25. A. 3 times 2? Okay. What's positive times negative? Negative. 3 times 25? 75. A times A6? A7. Any confusion there? Any questions? Yes, my girl. What don't you understand of number 5? How do you get negative 8? You see, we've got negative 2 squared raised to the power 3. Negative to an odd exponent will be what? Negative to an odd exponent will be positive or negative. That algebra, girlfriend, turn around. You're making her nervous. Right, yes, my girl. Negative is. Now you must remember there's a 1 on that 2 there. Not so? So it will be 2. What's 1 times 3? 3. A. 2 times 3? 6. What is 2 cubed? 8. Negative 8a6. What don't you understand? Like, yes! To finish, okay, number 7. I will do it that method, okay? She understands it. So we got negative a. We're going to sort out this bracket first. Not so. There's no sign. So what sign is this? Positive. So there's a 1 and a 1. There's 1 on the 2 and 1 on the a. Not so. What is 1 multiplied by 2? 2. A. 1 multiplied by 2? 2. B. 3 multiplied by 2 is 6. What is 2 squared? 4. So negative a into 4, a squared b6. You understand now, Michael? What's positive times negative? Negative. 4a squared b6 times a. 4a cubed b6. Any confusion there? You understand? Okay. We already know that negative 2 times negative 3 is 6. Similarly, negative times a negative is a positive. Negative into negative 3 actually means negative 1. Remember, if there's no number, there's a 1 there. Okay? So in other words, it's negative 1 times negative 3, which gives you positive 3. You guys understand? If we thus take the removing of brackets of chapter 3 one step further, we find this. Write it sum down. You got negative 2x into 2x minus 2y. So negative 2x into 2x minus 2y. So if the question says simplify, what must we do? On multiplies bracket out, not so. So what is negative 2x times 2x? Negative 4x squared. You all agree with that? Negative times a positive is a negative. 2 times 2 is 4. X times x is x squared. You all agree with that? You say it? Don't waste your time, my boy. What's negative times negative? Positive. 2x times 2y. 4xy. You will understand. See any confusion there? Huh? Let's look at number 2. So here we got negative into 3x minus 2y plus 5a minus 6b. So what needs to be done here? Multiply to get rid of the bracket. People, if there's no number here, then what is it? A 1. Can you see that? So in other words, it's negative 1 times 3x. What's negative 1 times 3x? Negative. You see that? So what's now negative 1 times negative 2y? Positive 2y. What's negative 1 times positive 5a? Negative 5a. What's negative 1 times negative 6b? Are they like or unlike terms? Unlike terms. That's where we leave it. Okay? Any confusion? No? Or I could have just said negative times positive is negative, negative times negative is positive, negative times positive, and so on. Okay? The sign will just change to its opposite operation. Number 3. And one more example after this. We got 3 into a minus 2b, close brackets, minus 4a plus 3b, close brackets. How many terms are there, people? 2 terms. What separates terms? Plus and minus sign. Also known as what? 2 terms is a binomial. Okay. So we're going to multiply the 3 out to get rid of the first bracket, and negative 1 to get rid of the second bracket. What is 3 multiplied by a? 3a. 3 multiplied by negative 2b. Negative. Okay. What is negative 1 multiplied by 4a? Negative 4a. Negative 1 times 3b. Negative. So what do I do now? Look for like them. So 3a minus 4a minus 6b minus 3b. What is 3a minus 4a? Negative a. Minus 6b minus 3b. Negative 9. Any confusion there? The last one before the buildings. We got 5 minus 3, open brackets, a minus 2. So, would I subtract the 3 and 5 first? Brackets first according to Boyd. We get rid of this bracket. So we'll have 5 minus, what's negative 3 times a? Negative 3a. What's negative 3 times 2? What's negative 3 times negative 2? Are they like terms? Got 5 and 6. What's 5 plus 6? 11 minus, or it could have been negative 3a plus. Will you guys understand? Right, so for homework I would like you guys to do exercise 3. You're going to do the odd numbers for homework, okay? With the exercise 3, the odd numbers for tomorrow. Alright. So there is every day. Good afternoon, class.